Got my buddy Todd Sullivan from Value Plays with us today. Mr. Sullivan, I don't see bubbles in the background, but I know there's champagne baths going up there in Boston.
I tell you, it's been a wild 3-4 days, hasn't it been? It's hard to keep up with the stream of news coming out.
Incredible, my friend.
Yeah, I think if I had to place money on this one, I think Brookfield makes the best offer. They've wanted to get into this U.S. small market for a while. They made a couple of attempts in the past and it didn't work. And they have a lot of liquidity and a lot of available cash, and they have that new $5 billion fund with Brookfield Properties we've talked about before.
Right.
I think they can make a serious run at this. I really do.
Well, now, yesterday we thought, or I thought, probably mistakenly, that they were in tandem, Simon and Brookfield, right? And now today the news is that they're actually competing.
Yeah, well, when it first came out yesterday, that was the kind of gist of the news, was that they had been buying the debt, and it looked like they were going to make an offer, and it looked like the way it read was a combined offer. So I kind of thought the same thing, but to hear that they're competing against each other for it, that is phenomenal news.
Yeah,
that's only
that's just heartbreaking, huh, bud?
Yeah, exactly. Cry all the way to the bank on that one.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, so now you're giving the edge in the race to Brookfield, but for practical purposes, it's wonderful for us to see them bidding against each other.
Yeah, I think there's a couple reasons. I think if Simon were to win, all right, you'd have over 400 U.S. malls, and they would be colossus in the industry. And number two would be an ant compared to them. Okay, so you're going to run into FTC antitrust issues. Although I've said in the past that I didn't think the FTC would put too much of a wouldn't get too upset about it because they don't want to screw the commercial real estate market. But knowing that there's a second bidder, who wants it, and it would not create that...
They become FTC favored status then, right?
Exactly. They do not become that colossus that Simon would become.
Right.
They provide great competition, instant liquidity, the debt issues go away, the market is still stabilized, so they still get what they want, and you don't have that monopoly on the U.S. malls. So I think they become the front runner for that reason also.
Hey, I saw it was at 990 this morning, Todd, back to about 955 at the moment. I actually thought it would spike up over that at the word they're competing.
Yeah, it was what? It was $6 a couple days ago. So
might be just time to grab a little break for air here, right?
Yeah, I think with maybe the rate the news is coming out, I think people, before they get too far ahead of themselves, maybe want to wait and see to have either Brookfield or Simon actually confirm any of it. And they could come out tomorrow and say, we haven't bought any debt, which is unlikely, but again, they could kind of try and squash rumors on it to keep the price from running up. So, excuse me. People might. It's Friday too. It's.
I wanted to ask you. Now you bought a jet last night, right? I wanted to go to the Army Navy game tomorrow. This thing doesn't have Red Sox logos all through the interior yet, does it?
No. Haven't been jet shopping yet. So.
No.
Yeah, we'll put that off down the road for a little while.
All right. You know what? We should just go get one and bill it to Ikea.
There you go. Absolutely. Very, very good.
It'll be a line item. He'll be like, oh, those guys are a pain in the ass.
Tell him you need his platinum card for something or other stupid and see if it gives you the number. We'll see if NetJet starts showing up.
Oh, man. It's so much fun, Todd. You have made so many people so much money this year. I'm thinking about starting to call you JP. That's Paulson's nickname, and I think that might be your nickname. And everyone's going to look and say, like, what the hell? TS? JP? But I think you're going to be JP around here from now on.
Yeah, it flows. It flows. You know what? That's a really great thing. You got a lot of people sending you notes and messages and saying how much they've made and how well they've done, and that's I get a real charge out of that too. So that means everyone's kind of beating the big boys at the game, right? So.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something about it. You just have helped so many people. I just have been watching StockTwits the last 3 days, and it's just a never-ending stream of people with sincere thanks to you for all of this, man. And the Value Plays people have got to be just like going like this, wondering when they're getting the next one. What's happening next, right?
Yeah, I think I found a good one this morning. We just bought some this morning. Just posted to the site. It's a similar situation to General Growth. It's not a real estate; it's it's a little bit different, but same kind of thing. Some debt issues, if they get resolved, I think you see a real quick, hard spike up, and they said that they plan to resolve them by the end of the year. So,
Man,
it gives you about
you
3
write
weeks.
so well, because I looked when you posted that, and
Yeah.
you lay out the case, and you explain the risk-reward scenario, and all of the research and supporting documents, and then it's up to everybody's decision to see how it fits into their strategy and their portfolio. And it's just a wonderful thing, Todd. Honest to God, man. Really well done, bud.
I don't ever want to be one of those. This is in the bag or this is going to happen. So
Right.
whenever, I have to when I invest, I have to think what are the risks to what I'm thinking, what could go wrong. So for me not to then write that in the blog for the readers, I think would be dishonest. So if I'm thinking, I think 3 things are going to go right, it's going to be good, but this one thing could happen, go wrong. Then I'm obligated to put that in there and say, look, this could happen, and if it does, it's not going to be good, but obviously I don't think it's going to happen because I'm buying the stock. But
Right.
people need to be aware of there's no guarantees. There's nothing is certain, and just like we said along with General Growth, there were always risks to this investment that something could go haywire.
Yeah, it could be zero today. We could be both, with our heads down today.
Exactly. So, but it didn't.
But
We
you
didn't
make
think
that
it would, but it could.
perfectly clear. You make it
Yeah.
perfectly clear. So that there's no surprises. And gang, if you're not on valueplays.net, you just really have to be. I mean, it just, Todd, the way you lay the research out is just a beautiful thing. I mean, it reminds me of the writing for The Greatest Trade Ever, which I loved.
Yeah, I'm listening to that on
Audible,
I downloaded
right?
it, Audible.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great story so far. I'm about halfway through. So
It's
that's
fabulous.
great
And
stuff,
you know
yeah.
what? The way you lay them out is like a story where this is how they got here, this is what you think, and this is what could happen, right?
Yeah.
And so, be careful, pay attention. Here's some supporting information. Here's links to other information. And it's just awesome, my friend. And thank you for a great week and a great year. You enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, well, the boys have a big hockey tournament this weekend, so
Do they? Oh,
Yeah.
did you buy the Sabres last night?
no, that would be pretty cool though. So the guy from Paychex owes him, Golisano. He's got a couple billion, so he's got a head start on me.
Don't worry. The game, it's early in the game, buddy.
Yeah, I
you know
think a
what?
minority share, a couple seats.
Yeah, let's get Val. Well, I'll get Val just to make preliminary calls today.
Yeah, there we go. Have him put some feelers
It's
out.
going to take a little while to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it'll
All
work
right,
out.
Tom, if you're watching, and I know you are, bud, give a call into Val. We want to just lay out some preliminary terms.
Yeah.
Todd, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Tell the boys, I hope the boys enjoy the Sabres game.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Gang, you got to follow